The bill is called the Cradle Act. Ugh, these acronym bills, they're just so... The Child Rearing and Development Leave Empowerment Act. The purpose of the law is to encourage people to have children. Will this law achieve that? No. Now, how do you achieve that then? I guess you could go in the really socialist direction and say, we're going to give you 1 year, 2 years maybe, paid family leave. Why not? Why stop at 1 year? Let's go all the way to 2 years. We will pay women, although in this day and age, you're going to have to pay men to do it too. And actually, in this day and age, because single mothers and gay couples can adopt children, because basically anybody can adopt children, now you're looking at a whole population. You say, we'll offer you 2 years paid leave if you have a kid or adopt a kid. That creates a pretty weird incentive, doesn't it? And if you include adoption in this, as the bill does, then that doesn't increase the birth rate, does it? Maybe it does. Maybe it has some secondary effect on abortions, but that connection is very dubious. I mean, this is the trouble with big government programs, is you have all these secondary questions that come up, all of these weird incentives that crop up. Very often what's happened is that the program doesn't achieve what it sets out to achieve. And sometimes it hurts the very goal that it sets out to achieve. This is a big mistake, a very big mistake. The way to achieve a higher birth rate, which is a noble goal, I'm glad conservatives are serious about addressing it, is to radically change the culture. That's the reason. Why do we have a low birth rate now? Well, it's because it's expected that both parents are working all the time, because people have gotten accustomed to a very high quality of life. People don't want to give that up. Why is that? The culture's a bit decadent. What is required to have a lot of kids and to have them quickly and to start having them young? And that requires that something's got to give. And traditionally, that means that the mother has to take care of the children. Not all the time. Sometimes the father stays home to take care of the children. Either way it works, you might have to adjust to a lower income, a lower net disposable income, a lower family wealth. You might need to prioritize having children. You cannot have it all. This bill doesn't let you have it all. It just taxes you in the future, or borrows money from China, or prints money, or raises debt, or whatever. You cannot have every single thing you want in a finite world. So you have to change the culture from a culture of selfishness, pure professional ambition. We talked yesterday about how in the educational system, the reason the college admissions scam happened is because a democratic and egalitarian society cannot tolerate difference and diversity. Everybody has to be exactly the same. That is the leveling impulse of democratic egalitarian society. So what happened? In the old days, if you were a young person, you had a lot of paths before you. You could join the military after high school. You could go get a job. You could become an entrepreneur. You could go to a 4-year college. You could go to a 2-year college. You could go to a trade school. You could get an apprenticeship. All of these different things. Now, we are told everybody has to go to a 4-year college. It's the same thing in the professional life. We are told every single person has to have a career. It has to be a professional career. You can't just have a job. You've got to have a really good, yuppie professional career. You've got to go do. You've got to start working at 22. You can't stop working until you're 65. You've got to delay having kids. You've got to send your kids off to daycare. You need double income. You need blah, do. That's the only way to live. But that isn't true. And the effect of that, one effect that we're seeing that this bill is trying to address is that we're not having babies anymore because everybody's off working at the widget factory. Okay, good for some people, not good for other people, broadly not good for the culture. That's how you change it. You're not going to change it by some overweening radical social engineering federal law. You're not going to change that by conservatives suddenly becoming the party or the political movement of big federal government. It's just not going to do it. It's a noble purpose, but a bad law.